What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Today I'm going to talk about the 18-year-old truck driver, 19, 20, under 21 years old. We're going to talk about that. This is following up another video I done a few weeks ago, and some of the guys reached out and said, hey, make another video. Give us your input on what you think about truckers under 21 years old being able to drive and cross state lines, whereas right now you got to wait till you're 21. And spoiler alert, I'm for it. I think 18-year-old is fine to drive a truck over the road, long haul. And I'm not going to give you the old cliche that we've always heard, if you're old enough to fight for your country and take a bullet, you can drive a CDL, yada, yada, yada. But let me tell you, I know a lot of people that went into the Army and got their CDLs in the Army, and they wasn't too young then. And then they came out and they're still driving today, successful owner ops. So yeah, it don't make sense. But I know a lot of guys, and I see your point of view. I'm a 40-year-old. I've got a 19-year-old son. Seeing him behind the wheel, it scares that out of me. It kind of scares me. I don't think he's ready for it. But at the same time, if that's something he wanted to do, then that's something he wants to do. The thing about it is, and this is where my angle is coming from, this is my leverage. I'm not going to use the cliche like I said a minute ago. I'm going to use my own experience. And I might be a little biased because I got into the industry at 21 years old. I'm 40 now. This summer marks 20 years in the industry for myself. I've put down 2 million safe driving miles. I went from a company driver to owner op to a carrier, and I'm still rocking and rolling. I'm gonna continue to rock and roll for the next 20 years. And keep in mind, I started when I was 21, and I assure you, from 21 to 20 to 19, even 18, I wasn't much different. Now the thing about it is, when I got my CDL, it was by chance. It was for a Budweiser. It was for a Budweiser distributor, and they kind of said, get your CDL, make more money, get you on your route, yada, yada, yada. I explained a lot more of that in the video right there, if you guys want to go check it out. But I worked with a lot of guys, and we was all young. We was all 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, 25 years old, but we was all young guys, and everybody had a CDL. And you know what? We was all safe drivers. We didn't have wrecks. Now, I know that was hauling Budweiser, and we was driving little route trucks, say, but what, 30 foot long, I don't even know, I can't remember. But the thing is, I come from that line of a lot of young CDL drivers, and the ones that I know of today that still drive a truck, they're still doing it, and safe drivers. Some of them have went on to be owner operator, even a few start their own authority like myself. But the thing is, we all started young. Now, listening to the old adage as it's too young to get a CDL, yada, 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 we don't fall into that situation. Like I said, I'm not going to dive into that too deep because like I said, I might be a little biased because I started young, and I know a lot of people that started young. Now here's where it gets interesting. I've done a quick Google search. You can do the same. Across the nation, the average new generation trucker in training, going to school, is 35 years old. And I think we can all agree, the drivers we have on the road to date, April 8th, 2020, to date, is not the greatest. Now, with that being said, we know what we got now. And you're saying under 21 is too young. Now, under 21, let me tell you what most under 21-year-old drivers consist of. They consist of second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth generations of people that's been in the trucking since, shoot, I've even heard stories back to the 40s. Now, they've got trucking in their DNA all the way up to now, and you're saying you're too young to drive a truck. But the average trucker that goes out here and crashes and runs under bridges nowadays is 35 years old as a first-gen trucker. Now, this 18-year-old that might be coming from a second, third, fourth generation, he knows what he's getting into. His dad might be a trucker, his grandpa, his uncles, a lot of people in the family, older brothers. He knows what he's getting into. And here's what it is. Here's what really this is what makes sense. Those guys that are getting into the industry from that background, that's the first opportunity. That's the first choice versus the 35-year-old, the average across the nation, that's getting into it as a backup plan or as a let's try this plan. A lot of people that get into the industry, they don't know nothing about it. They don't know much about it. They know a friend who knows a friend, and they hear, oh, they make good money. I'm gonna get my CDL. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go here and make a lot of money like the rest of these guys. And half of them get out here and they cause accidents. They run trucks under bridges. Our insurance goes up. I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. Insurance. If you start your authority, pay your own insurance, you'll feel my cry there. But anyways, guys, here's an example. There's a guy I've been following. His name's Billy. He's in Colorado. I think Billy is 15 years old. He might be 16.
Billy Winters. I'm from Cursa, Colorado. My love for trucking started with my grandpa. He's been my mentor and taught me everything I know. From learning how to drive to work on trucks, and he just taught me everything I need to know and been my mentor, and that's where I got my love from trucking, was from him. Watching him do it a lot of the time, or a long time I should say, and going through photo albums of all my family members that drove from the 70s to until they passed away, and from him from 78 to now. That's just how I got my love for it. And hopefully in March, I want to say, hopefully I can go get this job that I've been looking at to go drive a farm truck hauling grain and stuff like that, so fingers crossed. I don't do just trucking, I do rodeos or riding gymkhanas and stuff like that on the weekends when I get home. That's a little introduction to myself, and I'll let Sammy take it away.
Billy comes from a long line of truckers. I've been following him for about 2 years. He's got a YouTube channel. I will link it at the end of this video. But I've been following Billy for about 2 years now. And let me tell you, this kid, he's ate up with Peterbilts and Saddle Club. If it ain't cowboying or big trucking, he don't care. And I promise you, I feel more safe. I would feel more safe trucking up and down the road with 15, 16-year-old Billy than the average guy out of school today. Just my thoughts. You might disagree. That's cool. If you're still hanging around, in the comments, let me know your thoughts of it and shed some light on why 18 is actually too young. Like I said, I might be a little biased because I started when I was 21, and 21-year-old self versus 18-year-old self wasn't much different. 2 million safe miles later, we're making this video. See it start their own authority. Has went on to be owner out. So, God.